Are you done? Hey guys, Jay's 2 cents here, and I'm with...
Hi.
Anyway. Hey guys, it's Jay's 2 cents, and I'm here with...
Miss J.
We're gonna call her Miss J, which is ironic because her first name does start with a J, so I'm not being possessive here. I promise. You know, even though when I married her, she became mine. Anyway, we talked about last week we're gonna go ahead and start doing, and the more I move it, we're gonna start doing a show on Saturdays. I haven't come up with a name for it yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and enlist you guys to help us come up with a name. I thought about Male Saturday, but she made it M-A-L-E, then it became dirty, and it started sounding like a porno, and like we were gonna be doing some sort of a, I don't know, I need to grow a porno stash or something. And I am scruffy
That would
as
not look good on you.
I am scruffy as shit right now. I don't pull off the convict scruffiness very well, but
No, I meant the 70s porno stash. Wouldn't it look good on you?
we asked for you guys to submit your questions that you wanted us to try and address, and I'm gonna go ahead and just preface by saying we're not perfect by any means. We never fight. I mean, we get along perfect 100% of the time.
Sure.
And our relationship is by no means perfect. However, I've been with this woman for 13 years. So we asked for you guys' questions and things that you thought that maybe we could help you with, and that's what you guys have done. So we picked 3 questions this week that we want to go ahead and talk about, and maybe you guys have some advice for the people. Maybe you're just going to listen, but whatever the case is, let's go ahead and get right down to it. Question number 1 comes to us from YouTube by Demonic Chivas, and he wants to know, how do women feel about guys with video game hobbies, and is it any different than any other hobby?
Oh.
I picked this question because I'm a reformed World of Warcraft addict. I played that game for probably 5 years straight, every single day, hours a day. You know, I had played games prior to that, but that game is the one that truly, like, probably put our relationship in jeopardy.
It did. On many levels.
So the question is really more directed towards you. How do women feel? And, okay, you can't speak for all women.
I can't speak for all women. I can speak for our relationship specifically. I think there has to be balance. I don't think a video game habit or addict is necessarily a bad thing, although when you're addicted there is no such thing as balance.
Well, yeah, it depends too on how much you read into the question. He says video game hobbies.
Yeah.
I didn't feel I was addicted.
Of
I
course.
felt it was a hobby.
That's what I'm saying. There is no balance because those people usually don't think that they have an issue.
I didn't realize I was addicted until I looked back after the fact and realized how many hours a day I was spending on that game. So I realized at that point it was a little bit excessive.
Just a little bit.
And I just reinstalled the game the other day, by the way. But I have reinstalled that game several times prior to, after quitting, and neither time I went back did it ever like capture me on the same level. And I'm just doing it now to kind of hang out with some friends who still play. And I logged on last night, I think for 10 minutes, and I got bored and I logged off. So, and is it different than any other hobby?
It's only different when it's obsessive and controls all of your free time. I would say that's the only thing that would
And any
make it
hobby can do
different.
that.
That's true.
My latest thing is clearly YouTube, and YouTube has certainly taken up an awful lot of my time. So, but I think I've been pretty good lately about, because I've done it for 8 months now. We're coming up on a year, and that's been a fast year.
That is a fast year.
But I think in the beginning I got really, really overwhelmed by it and spent a lot of time inefficiently making videos and doing things. And I think I'm better and faster at it now, so it's not taking up as much time. But it was, again, something that was getting in the way. But also, too, if you have an addictive style personality, if you have an addictive personality and you get addicted to things that you do and you dive in and you just completely, jump in the deep end on any of your hobbies, it doesn't matter if it's games or golf or RC planes or basketball. If it's getting in the way of your family life and your relationships, then
That could be anything.
Exactly.
Like you said, it doesn't necessarily have to be.
But I think too, guys think that girls will look at guys who play games as being dorky and geeky, but I don't think that's true. I think there's a lot more girls out there that play games too than a lot of people realize. So anyway, good question. Thanks for asking. Question number 2. This comes from YouTube by Wayne Green. He does have a vlogging channel. The least I can do is give him a shout out to his channel since he did submit a question. He's a vlogger like me, and he's been vlogging for a while now. He's got a written blog, and he's got a vlog called Wayne's World of Blogging. And he asks me,
where do you draw the line of what you actually share? Now, when I originally started doing the blogging, I wanted to be able to just share everything, every single emotion I've got, If I've pissed off with someone, I say I'm pissed off with someone. If I'm happy, I say I'm happy. If I'm sad, I say I'm sad. There are a couple of bloggers that I do mention quite a lot, which is Boogie2988 and Jay's 2 Cents, which do that. And I have asked them that question, you know, what's it like to blog, knowing that some of your blogs might upset people?
This was more of a question directed towards me, but the reason why I'm including you in it is because, like we've already kind of talked about, you being on the side of me while I'm doing YouTube definitely affects you, because it's time out of your life when I have to put things that we want to do on hold to complete a YouTube project. Part number 1, where do you draw the line on what you share? I try to draw the line at anything considered offensive, but at the same time, simply stating an opinion could be offensive. I watched your vlog about, that vlog about where you draw the line on things you want to share, and that's completely personal preference, because no matter what you say, no matter what you do, and it's already happened to me all over my channels, on both channels and all videos, I always say something someone doesn't agree with. And they're just going to have to deal with the fact that you have your own opinion, and you're going to have to deal with the fact that not everyone's going to like what you have to say. But that's the point of a vlog. It is a blog. It is a log. The bottom line is you're getting on here and you're talking and you're expressing yourself, and it's very therapeutic to just get on here and talk. Miss J will tell you that I'm not a very open person. She's probably learned a lot about me through the vlogs.
That's what I was gonna say is, I think that if it was me as the vlogger, I would draw the line at anything I didn't want someone in my family or a loved one to see, because that's something you have to...
I don't know if you watched that link he sent us. I watched it, but he talked about more or less having repercussions of family and friends. You know, I did my Draw My Life, and my sister texted me yesterday, and she had just seen it. And she commented to me that she realized that she could have and should have been a better sister. I didn't really agree with that comment, because I attributed a lot of the bickering and fighting and not getting along when we were younger just to our age difference, because she was a teenager when I was an adolescent, and we just didn't have any common interests. So
an annoying younger brother.
I was very annoying. In fact, I'll tell you guys some stories in later vlogs about the time she tied me to the tree and was going to set it on fire. The time she tied me to the chair and left me in the closet.
Yeah, that was good.
There's some funny stories, but they're a little traumatic. And granted, I'm not huge on YouTube. I've got 10,000 on the tech channel, and I'm about to hit 1,000 on this channel, but it's not... I don't see that as being big, first of all, but it is starting to go somewhere. So at the thought of it becoming bigger, how does that make you feel?
It'd be interesting to see where you can take it and what's gonna happen and where it's gonna go from here. Right now, I by no means feel like it's a celebrity thing or anything like that.
I don't want that.
I know you would feel very awkward about that. That's not your type of personality at all.
I am not a magnetic personality. I do not want people gravitating towards me.
Obviously, they do. 10,000 plus.
Hey, for a 295-pound guy, I can run pretty fast.
I think, again, it's a balance thing as far as like the time management is concerned. That was like your biggest issue in the beginning, which kind of took a while.
It took me hours to make a video because I was editing it, but now I've gotten much more efficient at it. So
it's a lot quicker.
Yeah. Well, again, like any other hobby, I'm trying to balance it, and my goal is to, the vlogs take 10 minutes a day, and I don't really edit those, as you guys have noticed, but I think the vlogs are about content quality rather than quantity, even though I'm doing it every day, or I'm trying to.
Try to keep them short, sweet, simple.
Yeah, and I go back and I watch some of them, and I wonder why anyone watches it, because I get bored listening to myself talk a lot. Anyway.
You're not that boring.
Well, you've been with me 13 years. It's nothing. Everything you're hearing now is recycled content. And the last question comes to us by Josh via Facebook. And this is one I think you and I can have a little history with.
Okay.
He says, is it possible to just out of nowhere stop loving someone for any reason?
Oh.
He says, my girlfriend of 5 months said she no longer loves me and she doesn't know why. She just lost feelings for me and she said this started happening 2 days ago. How do feelings just disappear for no reason? And there's a couple of... We communicated back and forth a little bit on this because I wanted more information. Some key points. He's 18, she's 17.
Okay.
Seems to be like a trend.
That says a lot.
He also mentioned that they've spent every day together since they started dating. So every day for 5 months.
Okay.
And that it kind of started when he would say I love you to her and she wouldn't really say it back. So that's when the conversation kind of came up, and he pressed the matter of why don't you say you love me? And then she says, oh, I don't think I love you
But she
anymore.
used to say it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She used to. So the reason why I say that that's a question that I thought that we were qualified to answer, because I mentioned it just really briefly in my drama life that my wife and I had been together and broken up and then got back together. We were together 2 years at the time that we had broken up. So it's not like it was only a few months. My initial reaction to this is you don't simply fall out of love overnight. You either were never in love, or you've been feeling it for a while, but for the sake of whatever reason, you're just saying all of a sudden you don't. Now the reasons for that, who knows? But I think she's been in that state for a while.
I don't think you go, if it's real love, I don't think you go from just being in love to not being in love overnight. It doesn't happen that quickly. Just like you grow into love, you gradually fall out of love. So there are either issues to begin with, or she's saying that because there's somebody else that she's interested in now instead, and it's easier to use that as an excuse.
It's
Not
possible.
to say that's the case, but it's a possibility.
Remember, we're trying to give advice based on a single paragraph of information. So you have to really ask yourself and think about it. One, was there anything that happened weeks ago where you started realizing, or you first thought to yourself, well, she's acting different, she's acting weird? I'm sure it's going to go back farther than 2 days prior to when you sent me that message.
But I think that at 17 and 18, love is a hard thing to know for sure whether it's real love or not. Maybe she just thought.
But do I need to remind you that you had just turned 18 when you met me?
I was going to
was
say.
18? I was
You were
18?
19.
No. I was 18 for 6 months.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true.
You had just turned 18. Your birthday was like 1 week before I met you.
3.
No, you and I first hung out at 3, but when I first started dating Marie, the girl that I was dating when I met her, don't ask.
No, because we met New Year's Eve. That was the first time I really officially met you.
I saw you when I picked up Marie.
Which was a few days before New Year's Eve.
And I was picking up Marie and I was checking you out.
See, don't ask.
Anyway, so I'm not going to get into the age thing because
You
here we
can
are,
know it's
13
for
years
real,
later.
but you can know it's for real at that age. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm just saying that a lot of people say, oh, I'm in love, and then, oh, I'm in love, like with everybody.
Yeah, that's that puppy love versus real love. And I can't tell you when you realize you are or you aren't, because everyone's obvious level of love is different.
True.
But I think 5 months is, at 18, 5 months is a long time to invest into a relationship.
But at hindsight, now being the age we are, is 5 months really that long of a time?
One thing I think maybe you should ask yourself, though, is where did you see yourself going with this girl? Were you thinking marriage? Is this your first real relationship? Is that why it maybe hurts more because this is the first person you thought you were in love with, or you thought loved you back? Depending on how invested you were in this, these are all things that you have to think about and ascertain, and you need to take this situation and learn from it and grow from it. I honestly feel every single day for 5 months is a bit excessive. And
and that could be part of it too. Maybe she's feeling like he's too
It's true though, guys
clingy.
Guys are smothery and clingy because guys love something, they attach themselves to it. Whether, like we talked about, games and hobbies and things. They attach themselves and they want to be joined at the hip. And the women need their space. I mean, that you hear it all the time. You're smothering me. You're too clingy, and you've told me that before in the past. And it was one of the things that not only was I just a complete jerk, but we were spending like every single day together, and you were just like, I hate your face. You didn't say that to me, but it came across loud and clear after the fact.
That's not what I said.
I didn't say you said it, just that you thought it, because I could read your mind already at 2 years.
Oh, sure.
It's a scary place to be inside that mind. Come in mine for one day. We'll find you.
I was gonna say
find
yours
you
is scarier.
fetal in the corner and sucking your thumb.
Yours is scarier.
You've been with me 13 years.
And I still love you more every day.
Oh. Okay, guys. So that's all we've got for you today. submit your questions. Again, Facebook, Twitter. Our Twitters are down below. Follow Miss J here, follow myself, and what do you guys think about the questions that were asked today? Put it in the comments. I'm sure they're going to be reading. We are all here to help each other out. Those have been our opinions. And make sure you check out last Saturday's video. It's already been a week.
Yeah, it's already been a week.
Make sure you check out last Saturday's video where I first introduced the concept of what we're going to do. Help us come up with a name for this. I have no idea what to call it. I've been trying to think of something catchy, and I really can't think of anything. And I thought about calling it like, Mr. and Mrs. J's mailbag, and I was like, that's stupid. That's just retarded. I couldn't think of anything. I've thought of tech talk, I've thought of tech addiction, I've thought of all kinds of stuff.
It's not tech related, that's why you can't think of anything.
Yeah. Alright guys, we're gonna get on out of here. We'll see you guys next week. Make sure you check out our other videos, and thanks for stopping by.
Bye.